Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're looking at Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, which is the seventh film in the Resident Evil movie franchise. And this also serves as a reboot for the franchise as such. They're following it more closely to the PC game, I guess. I haven't watched the game, so outright, I haven't played any of the games, so I don't know. Now, I am a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise, especially the first two films, I must say, and the series as a whole. But I think the first two are much better. I've actually watched them quite a few times on cable and streaming services. I like the series mainly because of Mila Jovovich, but I think the first two movies are really, a cut above the rest. But as a whole, they are pretty, good films to watch without actually taxing your brain too much. And then they decide to go ahead and reboot it because I think the last few movies didn't actually do as they were expecting. And I think they wanted to go more closely towards the storyline of the PC game. Anyway, like I mentioned, this is a 2021 movie, action horror film directed by Johannes Roberts, adapted from the stories of the first and second game uh, by Capcom, which is the creators of the game. The movie stars Kaya Scodelario, who is an actress I've been seeing in quite a few good films recently. So I think she's an actress who's making her name, and she's kind of on the upswing right now. Hannah John Kamen, who is she was the sort of antagonist in the movie uh, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and she is also in a series called Killjoy, which she was the main character. Uh, Robbie Amell, who is Stephen Amell's younger cousin, Tom Hooper, Avan Jogia, Donald Logue, and Neil McDonough. Right, very very familiar names in most of this, especially Donald Logue and Neil McDonough. Of course, the others like Robbie Amell and Avan Jogia as well. Yeah, so in this movie, you see Claire and Chris as younger siblings, and they're living in the orphanage on Raccoon City, and then they're separated because um, the scientists over there want to conduct some experiments on Claire because she's rather brilliant, and she escapes. And now in 1998, she returns to Raccoon City many years later to find that her brother is now a cop. I think they have kept in touch. It's kind of like I don't really understand exactly what happened over there because she does escape, but I think she still manages to keep in touch with her brother somehow or the other. I'm not sure. Anyway, so there is the makers of the people who are behind Raccoon City's the factory, the pharmacy giant. They are doing an experiment on the humans over there. They've been doing it for a very long time. They closed the border. It's kind of like a ghost town now, and the plant is actually relocating. I just some of the people are remaining back, plus a group of the cops as such. And of course, the people start turning into zombies and attacking the cops and the other survivors, including Claire, who's trying to find her brother. Her brother is, like I mentioned, is one of the cops, and they have to. Basically, the entire movie is them battling these zombies off, and people who are infected turn into these weird kind of things, looking to attack the regular humans. And of course, there are a few offshoots of it. Now, not knowing the PC games, I don't know exactly what are the differences between them, but there's this one thing that's called as the licker, Licker, and then basically licks you and then eats you up. Don Logue's character is actually killed by that. He's the chief of the cops. Um, yeah, so that's basically it. And Leon S. Kennedy is the rookie, played by Manjogia. Um, all right, so Jill Valentine is played by Hannah Cameron Rosen. Sorry, what's her name? Um, Hannah John Cameron, sorry. Hannah John Cameron. I keep messing up her name. Anyway, so basically they find that there is a secret tunnel leading into the laboratory where the head scientist, played by Neil McDonough, his name is William Birkin, and he's one of the leaders behind the experiments. He's been conducting these experiments, and one of the cops is basically it's the Alpha team. He is he's actually a double agent who's working for a rival company, and he's the one who actually first discovers this the secret entrance into the lab, some very huge hallway basically, and he goes there and he shoots William Birkin dead before he can inject the serum into his own daughter. So he kills both. He shoots him and he shoots the wife dead. However, William injects the G virus into himself, and he morphs into this big creature. And the remaining four young adults, young people, as well as the young daughter, they try to take her to safety. However, this creature comes and tries to attack them, and of course they have to blast it out. And then while Raccoon City has been declared as there are no survivors, and the town has actually been cleared out, despite the fact that they planned it to kill all the infected people in it. These four adults and the young child do escape towards the end, setting up, I'm assuming, the rest of the new franchise. So it's basically gunshots against zombies. Compared to the original movie, I think those had more of a storyline, whereas this is just them trying to escape the Raccoon City. There's a little bit of jump scare. There are a few jump scares. There's a lot of these zombies, but I didn't really get the. I don't know. I to be honest, it felt like it was almost a game. And one of the criticisms against this film is that the third part is basically rushed quite a bit. So, and that is why you get the feeling of incompleteness for a film. Whereas the overall first almost 45 minutes is basically setting up to the point of all these zombies coming and chasing them, and then I don't think this movie was done all that well. Had they probably expanded a little bit in the latter half and made it a little bit more lengthier, it would have been way better, is what I felt. Having said that, younger cast, they look like they're going to be there for a while if the movie franchise does continue. So it might be exciting times ahead for this franchise if they can get better storylines and deliver some action, as well as maybe some chemistry between the actors. I didn't really think there was much, to be honest, between them, and it's not the fault of the actors. I think it's the fault of the plot basically. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10, just for the fact that it is okay, entertaining enough, leaning actually more towards a 6.5, but I think I'll give it a 7. One of the things I'm hoping is they take this franchise off into a new direction, make it a lot more exciting than this particular movie was. But yeah, I think I'm giving it a 6.5. No way it is actually a 7, to be honest. Excuse me. So that's my review and a few thoughts about the franchise. Change of storyline for Resident Evil, the new movie Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and I shall see you in a new review coming up pretty soon.